Time works in funny ways. A week ago, the Cropdusters were celebrating their third straight victory to open their 2025 campaign, but tonight, Olney enters dropping 3 straight by a combined score of 18-6. It hasn't been smooth sailing for their opponent either. The Aces are off to a 3-5 start after finishing last year with the best record in the Cal Ripken League. It's a get-right game for 2 desperate teams in need of a drastic turnaround, and we couldn't be more excited to finally share this contest with you. Alongside Ben Gurwitch, I'm Nick Kane, and Ben, game was scheduled for 6:30. Obviously, the clock reads 7:39. A little bit of a rain delay here from First Responders Field, but things just about to get underway. Both teams kind of in a rush, so let's save the banter, and why don't you tell us who's starting for the Cropdusters home squad tonight?
So for the Cropdusters, you got Ahmad Duff leading off in center field, moving him up from the 9 hole after he got a nice double in the last home game. Cade Walter batting second, playing left. Batting third and catching is Carter Ritchie, of course, in that spot. And batting fourth, the DH, Jimmy Kirk, back-to-back games since he's got here. Batting first, playing first base after playing left field is Roan Klein. And batting sixth, back in the lineup is Luke Kiefer. Corey Swanson moving down to 7, maybe trying to get some more, depth in this lineup because he's been a pretty solid hitter. Batting eighth, shortstop and veteran Will Henson. And then R.J. Cromartie closes it out, playing third base and batting last.
Some changes for the Cropdusters. We'll move over to the Aces, who are due up momentarily. First pitch was initially scheduled for 7:45. It appears that it'll be slightly earlier than that. Leading off for the Aces, it's the designated hitter. Don't see that too often. Derek Almeida in the 2 spot. Tony Huber, the second baseman. 3 hole, it's Gavin Miller, who's at the hot corner. E.J. Hankerson, the center fielder, number 15, is batting cleanup. In the 5 spot, it's Michael Powell, the shortstop. Right fielder Gavin Degnan batting 6th. In the 7 hole, it's Aram Sahebzadeh, the first baseman. 8 spot, it's Diego Pena, the catcher. And 9 hole, John Colligan, the left fielder. Matt Chrismond on the bump tonight for the Cropdusters. He's countered by Aiden Von Zubin on the other side. Chrismond has had a pretty stellar start to his season. I mean, all things considered, Ben, he's been arguably the best, if not one of the best pitchers in the Cal Ripken League. He's appeared in 2 games, pitched 5 1/3, allowed 3 hits, walked 4 batters, struck out 5, no earned runs allowed. So he's tied for the league lead in earned run average with 0.00. But his command has been there all season. He's been attacking hitters, getting weak contact, and all things considered, he's been a spark plug for this Cropdusters team.
He was really impressive in the Thunderbolts game when he had to come in a really rough situation, and he did a great job, just keeping the game as close as possible. And after kind of having to play that mop-up role, he gets rewarded with getting to start a game, which of course is, a relative upgrade. So a chance to pitch a game, in a 0-0 situation as opposed to 7-0 after clearly showing that he's deserving of it. And only 3 hits in a 5 1/3 to go along with 5 strikeouts. He's done a great job of just mixing his stuff around and keeping hitters off balance.
We talked about it during that Thunderbolts game, how we said after being put in that rough situation, he deserves a start. Assistant coach Mike Evans texted both of us the day after and said Chrismond does deserve a start and will be getting it in a key matchup against the Aces in just a few days, and we have arrived here. First pitch from Chrismond, fastball right down Broadway, called strike, 85 out of the hand of Matt Chrismond. Works with a fastball, changeup, curveball, slider combo, fastball mid-80s, changeup in the low to mid-70s, as is the curveball and slider. He goes off speed, 77 on that breaking ball. Count squared 1-1. It's Derek Almeida at the plate for the Aces, hitting .320 through 6 games this summer. 1-1 pitch. Foul tip. Fired right back. 1-2.
For Chrismond, he kind of had to retrain his mind. Just 15 minutes away from game time, he got delayed an hour. Had to stay locked in.
A test of will. Swing and a miss. Almeida down on the breaking ball. Easy work of Derek Almeida. He goes down on strikes, and Matt Chrisman has his first K of the night. And you got to wonder, Ben, with this sort of change of time frame and the rule being that the Cropdusters cannot play a home game longer than 10 p.m. as Toby Huber swings through the changeup, strike one. How long they let Chrisman go, considering we might only get through 6 or 7 innings tonight? 0-1 pitch to Huber. Chrisman from the stretch. He goes home. Swing and a miss. Change up, and Huber's way ahead. It's 0-2.
Sticking with the off speed and a lot of movement on that slider, really moving low and away. It's a great pitch.
Chrisman awfully crafty early. 0-2 count. Foul tip off the glove of Richie. Stays 0-2.
Richie unable to squeeze that. Back to what you were talking about. Yeah, with the game most likely not going to be able to go 9, if not, even 8. You want to get at what you can out of your star pitcher to keep it close.
Off speed misses low and outside. Count worked to 1-2. Toby Huber for the Aces. He came into tonight batting .333 in 5 games played, 6 hits and 18 at-bats. He's only struck out 4 times. Fastball sails upstairs from Chrisman. Count square 2-2.
No extra base hits for him of those 6 knocks, but he does have 4 stolen bases, so he could be a threat if he gets on.
2-2. Outside, breaking ball just misses. 3 straight balls from Matt Chrisman makes it interesting. Full count here with 1 away in the top of the first. 3-2. Bounces that one in the dirt. And Toby Huber comes back from being down 0-2 to draw a 7-pitch walk.
Chrisman is getting so much horizontal movement on that slider. The question is, can he throw it for a strike or at least throw it good enough that's a pitch that hitters are going to want to swing at? We know he can be able to just can't do it consistently.
Gavin Miller steps in for the Aces. Runner on first, 1 away. Skies that one straight back out of play. It's 0-1. Miller comes into tonight batting .280 through 7 games. 7 hits and 25 at-bats, including 4 RBIs. He does have some extra base hits, a pair of doubles so far this season. Hefty lead by Huber at first. Chrisman checks him, slides back safely. Rowan Klein will toss it back to the right-handed pitcher. It's 0-1. Miller just wrapped up his junior year at Pitt after spending 2 years down south with the Auburn Tigers. Fastball from Chrisman sails outside. A ball and a strike.
Going up north did not provide the success I think he was hoping for. Only a .565 OPS at Pitt.
His batting average dropped 50 points from 2024 to 2025. Swing and a miss. Off speed. Miller ahead. Count now 1-2.
It's such a good pitch. Even if you are able to slow down on it, it's, there's no, it doesn't have a big vertical break. You're not really going to be able to sit on it and then hit it far. At best, you just kind of have to flail at it if you can keep it away from the right-handers.
Another check at Huber on first. He's in there safely, and kind of tagging off of that, Chrisman really hides that hand well during his delivery, so you don't get a true scene of the ball until it's already heading at you, and that kind of confuses the hitters. 1-2 pitch. In there, strike 3. Gavin Miller down looking. 2 outs, both on Ks for Matt Chrisman.
And that's the off-speed pitch, but it was absolutely dotted on the outside part of the plate.
Chrisman having nice command over those off-speed pitches already. It's E.J. Hankerson in for the Aces. Fastball in there, strike 1.
Bit of a generous call there, maybe.
Our strike zone says it was definitely a few inches off the plate, to say the least. 0-1 count. Huber still on first. Hankerson at the plate. Off goes Huber. Throw down from Richie. In time! A laser from Carter Ritchie. Luke Kiefer applies the tag. And a 1-2-3 inning. for the Cropdusters in the top of the first. That's not something we've said too often this season.
Wasn't a great jump, and Carter Ritchie took full advantage of it, throwing an absolute dart to second base. Easy job for Luke Kiefer, just having to put the glove down, and a huge 0 for the Dusters. Now a chance to take an early lead.
And what's really, that's something that the Cropdusters have struggled with, not only 1, 2, 3 innings, but throwing runners out on the base paths. Carter Ritchie, an absolute missile down to second base. Luke Kiefer had the tag waiting for Toby Huber. That's how far in advance it was, partially because of the great throw, but also, as you said, Ben, not the best jump from the Aces second baseman.
Everything that Ritchie does just makes me think when, it gets more into crunch time, that Ritchie is going to be the primary catcher, just no way around it.
And we've definitely seen that Matt Chrisman has the potential to be one of the primary arms for this squad. Obviously, there still is Torian Domenico. You still have Gavin Lill coming out of the pen to wrap things up in some contests. But Chrisman and, of course, Sean Roseman, all 4 of those guys, 2 of them being lefties, have really proven their worth. Ben Berger has been impressive in his 2 showings, allowing no runs through 6 innings. This team has arms. The real question lies with the 9 guys on both yours and my own score sheet, whether or not they can lay bat to ball and tally some runs to back their defense up. They're facing Aiden Von Zubin tonight. Von Zubin has appeared in 1 game for the Aces. He pitched 4 innings, started that contest, allowed 6 hits and 3 earned runs, walked 2 batters, struck out 3, posted a 6.75 ERA for the season. Works with a fastball, changeup, curveball combo. Fastball, high 80s, topping out around 89, 90 miles an hour. Changeup, high 70s to low 80s. Curveball, high 70s as well. He'll be leading off against Ahmad Duff.
A little bit surprising seeing Duff move up from 9 to 1, but, he did have a nice base knock in that 9-0 defeat where no one else really had anything, and I think Coach Leader is saying, well, you got one of the 2 hits. We're going to move you up, as no one else has necessarily, said I should be in the 1 hole.
And that was one of Duff's 2 hits on the season. He's batting 133 so far in 2025. First pitch in there, strike 1, fastball, 88 miles an hour. Duff still searching for his first stolen base of the season. We'll get some prime chances in the leadoff spot tonight should he get on. Fastball there, 90 miles an hour, outside and high. It's 1-1.
And Von Zubin is coming off an interesting year. He got a lot of playing time in his freshman season at University of Pennsylvania, but was not very effective. An 8.85 ERA in 20 1/3 innings, and he did strike out 24, but 22 hits in that relatively limited inning size is not what you want to do.
Von Zubin trying to work on some control. He's struggling early. He's thrown 4 fastballs. 3 of them have missed outside, and Ahmad Duff has a 3-1 count.
Got to be conservative here.
Gavin Miller playing just beyond the infield grass. And Duff called strike 2. It was outside according to our strike zone. Duff thought he had drawn a walk. He'll retreat back to home plate. Full count. Inconsistencies from umpires has become a theme so far this season. 3-2 count to Duff.
He's going to have to lock back in now. Don't want to take another close pitch. Will surely ring him up.
That one well too high to be called a strike, and Ahmad Duff draws the walk. Leadoff man aboard for the Cropdusters. And Cade Walter stands in for the Cropdusters. Batting 188 so far this season, 3 hits and 16 at-bats, but he does have the lone triple for the Cropdusters and one of the 2 home runs for Olney this season, so he definitely has some pop in that bat. Ahmad Duff, hefty lead at first base. Walter rolls it over to the right side, out of play. He's down 0-1.
Duff went when Van Zubin lifted his leg, he just went right back to first base expecting a pickoff, so again, that lefty, they don't even have to have a good move, but just being a lefty, especially in the beginning before you see him move, instills so much fear.
0-1 count to Walter. Fouls it straight back. We've seen this Cropdusters team, Ben, struggle with lefty pickoff moves. They were thrown out twice by a left-handed pitcher just 5 days ago on pickoff moves at first. So something that this team has to pay attention to. It's an 0-2 count now to Cade Walter. Ahmad Duff still at first base. He stands about 12 feet off the bag. Off he goes. Pitch in the dirt, and Duff has his first stolen base of the season. Still a 1-2 count to Cade Walter. But that's why Ahmad Duff is in that leadoff hole tonight. Once he gets on first, you can nearly guarantee he'll be on second base.
Really impressive from Duff there. Unclear if he was bluffing Van Zuben or took those first 2 pitches as trying to learn the move, but he went directly back, acting like he had no idea about the move, and then on pitch 3 when he's stealing, he just went right away.
1-2 to Walter in the dirt. Off-speed pitch skips on home plate. It's 2-2.
No outs and a runner on second. Walter knows what he has to do, as a lefty especially. Just find a way to hit the ball to the right side, get Duff over to third.
Duff skipping at second base. Walter called strike 3 right down Broadway. 91 miles an hour, and Cade Walter is down looking.
And I think that take says a lot about what the Cropdusters are doing in situational hitting situations. I mean, it's a ball right down the middle. It's obviously it's 91, but in some facets it's still a gift. I mean, you have to find a way to. You can't take that pitch in the situation with a runner on second base. You have to find a way to get him over, or at least put the ball in play. Can't be taking a fastball right down the middle with 2 strikes and a runner on second.
It's the pitch you want on 2-2. Off goes Duff. First pitch to Richie outside. Duff safe at third. 2 stolen bases for Ahmad Duff. Now a 1-0 count to Carter Ritchie, who's batting .500 to start his season. 6 hits and 12 at-bats. Has also walked 4 times.
Great job by Ahmad Duff, providing some early spark for this Cropdusters team that was certainly in need of something.
Fastball 91 coats the outside part of the plate. Count even, 1 ball and a strike.
What a pitch. That, kind of dived down but stayed in the zone on the bottom half. Really tough to do anything with that.
Von Zuben has had better control of the fastball since that opening walk to Duff. 1-1 pitch to Ritchie. Called strike 2. Lower part of the plate, fastball. Von Zuben really favoring the heater right now. It's 1-2.
Another excellent pitch, but in the zone with 1-1, you'd love for Ritchie just to kind of find a way to put that ball in play. But with 2 strikes, he knows the job he has to do. Cannot go down looking.
A ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Off speed. Ritchie ahead. 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
And
back-to-back Ks for Aiden Von Zuben. After that opening leadoff walk to Ahmad Duff, he's really found his groove. In steps Jimmy Kirk. First time back home this season for the designated hitter. Had a single in his debut last night. Off-speed pitch. Skips in the lefty batter's box. It's 1-0.
That righty's batter's box is very familiar to him, and vice versa. This is his 4th year as a Duster. He may be more familiar in this park than anyone else, and looking to to remind the home fans who he is.
Really nice crowd considering the rain delay. It is host family appreciation night here at the ballpark, so I'd like to give a special shout out to Mike and Blakely Gilbert for letting me crash with them for 2 months. Really appreciate it. They do not have to do that, and I even have a TV in my room, Ben, so I can watch The Sopranos. I know you and I have been talking about that, but thanks to all the host families that allow the Cropdusters and myself to stay here during the summer and watch some awesome baseball. 2-0 count to Kirk. Line drive down the line. It's fair. Hits the umpire. Might have been extra bases had he not been standing so close to the line, But regardless, Jimmy Kirk an RBI single. Cropdusters lead 1-0.
Great piece of hitting. Very similar to the pitches that Carter Ritchie was getting, the fastball that was diving low and away. And the only thing you can really do with that pitch is shoot it the other way. And that's exactly what Jimmy Kirk did there. Really smart hitting by the power hitter.
Rowan Klein stands in. Lefty-lefty matchup, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Fastball skips in the dirt. Fastest pitch we've seen from Von Zubin, 92 on the radar. 1-0 count to Klein.
The Cropdusters manufactured that run due to the stolen base. I do not think Jimmy Kirk is going to be able to do the same as Ahmad Duff.
He's got a big lead over there. Klein rolls it right at home plate. Count even 1-1. Jimmy Kirk, not known for his wheels. Over the past 2 seasons with the Cropdusters, he has stolen a combined 1 base. This past year at Millersville, he did swipe 4 bags, so maybe he's improved those wheels. Klein stands in, off speed outside, 2 balls and a strike.
And that fastball kind of serves as in inverse way it does to the righties as it does to Klein and the other lefties, as it comes in on the hands with that late action. If he's able to throw it inside, you really have to get the barrel out early.
Fastball called strike 2. Right down the middle. Cropdusters not attacking the heater so far.
The late break on it certainly playing a factor. For that pitch, it looked like it was going to start away and then moved in the plate. Got to make an adjustment, though.
2-2. Off goes Kirk. Foul tip off the mask of the catcher, Diego Pena. 93 off the hand of Aiden Von Zubin. It's still 2-2.
And a big aspect of stolen bases is not always about speed. It's about being able to time up the pitcher. Kirk, he's a smart player. He's a veteran of the game, also a learner of the game. He was, able to kind of get a read on the Van Zubin motion and movement.
Lightning just flashed. Unsure if anybody saw it. Klein fouls it straight back. It's 2-2. This game at risk of being stopped once again, Ben.
I believe that happened to us in an earlier game where there was lightning, maybe a little bit farther out, and we just kind of kept going.
It was that game against the South County Braves on Monday. We were driving back. We saw the lightning on the way back. Off goes Kirk. Ball skips away from Pena. And Jimmy Kirk, all 6'2", 235, rumbling from first to second base. And he swipes his first bag in 2 seasons.
Great read. And yeah, like we talked about, just able to kind of time up Van Zubin and steal the base pretty easily.
3-2 count. Off speed, hits Rowan Klein in the back. The fastball has been cooking for Von Zubin. Slider and curveball have been inconsistent. And Luke Kiefer will step in.
We got the audio person right here. I'm gonna give him a request. We gotta find a way to get a hit by pitch audio, because it happens too much not to have some way to commemorate the constant barrage of players getting hit.
The Got Milk meme? Maybe we could do a voiceover with Got Ice.
Oh,
AI,
yes.
Use some AI maybe.
Why not one of us? Why not our beautiful voices?
Why don't we just why not?
Yeah.
Let's talk to the higher ups about that.
All right, yeah, I think I see him drinking a beer right there, in fact.
Luke Kiefer stands in for the Cropdusters. He's batting .375 in his 3 games played, 3 hits and 8 at-bats. Does have an RBI on the season. 2 ducks aboard with 2 away. It's Kirk on second, Klein on first. Kiefer, first pitch fastball, called strike 1.
Really nice pitch in the bottom of the zone.
Von Zubin has been successful locating that fastball so far tonight. 0-1 pitch now to Kiefer. He checks on Kirk at second, now goes home. Fastball just a bit low. Pena might have had a chance to frame it, but he dipped the glove. Goes Kiefer's way. It's 1-1.
It's a good take by Kiefer after, the strike being just a couple inches higher. Understanding that that was a worse pitch, lays it off.
A ball and a strike now to the second baseman. Skied into center field. In comes Hankerson, and it's going to fall. Kirk rounding third. He heads home. Klein advances to third base. Luke Kiefer. A 2 RBI single. Or an RBI single. 2-0 Cropdusters.
So we are getting the clutch hitting that we've been waiting for from this Cropduster team. 2 hits with runners in scoring position, 2 RBI knocks with 2 outs. Something that has been lacking from this team, something that we've been calling for. In a couple games, they got a couple of what they've already had tonight. We're looking at some more wins, instead of losses, but great to see it now.
Von Zubin still in trouble. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Coy Swanson stands in, batting 125 on the season. Does have a home run. His only 2 RBIs came on that lawn ball. Chance to add a third, maybe more. Lefty-lefty matchup. He's got a 1-0 count. Von Zubin heads home. Fastball inside. And Coy Swanson has a 2-ball, no-strike count.
Swanson, batting 7th, someone who was so good on the Dusters last year and has had some good swings. I'm sure he's not thrilled with that placement in the lineup, but he'll have a chance to prove it wrong.
Pickoff attempt of Klein, or Kiefer rather. He gets back in there safely. Klein stands on third. It's Luke Kiefer on first. Coy Swanson at the dish. Hard ground ball, base hit! Right beyond the glove of Miller. 1 run scores. Kiefer to third. Throw in time. He's tagged out.
Questionable send there from Coach Adam Leader, but another RBI single with 2 outs.
3 RBI singles with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Olney leads 3-0. The offense, which has been absent the past few days, finally clicking here tonight. And what's even more impressive is that they were coming in cold after waiting under the pavilion for an hour during our rain delay.
Really nice swing from Coy Swanson. He did not give up on that fastball low and away. Took a very nice, level swing, hits it the other way, and too much, hits it 98 miles an hour, too much for third baseman to have anything to do with that one. And just a great inning after, a lot of anguish with 2 outs and runners on. And I want to give a lot of credit to Ahmad Duff. He got moved up to the 1 hole and did exactly what he was brought up to do. He gets on base and then finds his way to get into scoring position and just required a hit, and he got one.
It's Matt Crispin back on the bump for the Cropdusters. 1-2-3 in the top of the first.
So something we haven't been able to say in a while. Cropduster pitcher getting to pitch with the lead.
It'll be 4-5-6 for the Aces. They trail 3-0. Clouds still scattering the skies here at First Responders Field.
I don't know if the umpires didn't see it or didn't care. You'd have to figure they didn't see it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
We've waited long enough.
Some lightning in the Dusters' bats finally. Maybe
A spark, some might say. It's E.J. Hankerson at the dish for the Aces, batting .294 on the season. First pitch, off speed, called strike, slider coats the lower part of the plate. It's 0-1.
Hankerson, the University of Maryland product, did not have a great freshman season.
Off speed, he's out ahead. 0-2. Teammates with the second baseman for the Cropdusters, Luke Kiefer. You said it, 235 batting average in 14 games played this season for the Terps. 0-2 count. Off speed in the dirt.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Chrisman's off-speed pitch so far. Just so much movement on it, and it just really does have that, frisbee-esque movement. Great rotation on it, great spin rate, tough to hit.
Everything is so calculated with Matt Chrisman. 1-2 pitch. Skied. Ritchie comes out. In comes Roan Klein from first base. Makes the catch 10 feet in front of the pitcher's mound. And there's one away here in the top of the second.
So that now they send up back-to-back Penn hitters. First, Michael Powell, who 19 Ks, 10 walks, 681 OPS. But again, just a freshman, so they'd get some impressive playing time.
Degnan playing right field tonight. 0-1 pitch. Check swing, fouled off to the left side. Ricochets off the fence. About 5 feet beyond the Aces dugout. It's 0-2.
And Chrisman will certainly take that, check swing. Sometimes I feel like as a pitcher it's even better than a take because, especially on an outside pitch, you don't necessarily get your timing right because you kind of put the bat in there early. Tough to do anything with it.
0-2 now to Powell. Fastball low and away. A ball and 2 strikes. Powell has only struck out 4 times this season in 22 at-bats. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Third K for Matt Chrisman. Off-speed fooling the Aces. And there's 2 down here in the top of the second.
I believe he went to the changeup there after throwing to the slider a lot. Goes just a classic change, but still, the velocity difference is impressive. Usually looking at a changeup maybe 5 to 7 miles an hour. He's got a good 9 miles an hour slower on it.
Degnan skies it to left, out of play. Walter was on the run trying to make the catch. Dropped well beyond his reach. It's 0-1. Degnan, go ahead,
it's
Ben.
interesting to see him so far down in the order. He's only hitting 118, so it's more of a recency thing. But he had a great year at Penn, having a 925 OPS. Doesn't really walk a lot, but a great slug.
Off-speed skied high behind home plate. Ritchie will not have a play. Right in between the fence and that wire netting. It's 0-2. Degnan had an insanely impressive year in 2024 at Rowan College in South Jersey where he hit .430. Posted a 1.2 OPS. He's down 0-2.
Yeah, you can understand why he changed to an even bigger program.
It's one of the courtesies or, I guess, pleasantries of being a good ball player is you get to attend Ivy League schools, both because of your intelligence, but also because you're good at baseball. Makes it a little easier. 1-2 pitch, off speed in the dirt, 2-2.
Certainly not a bad pitch, especially with 1-2 in the count. A lot of movement as well on it. Nice take, though.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Off speed rolled over. Cromartie, scoop, throw to first, in time! 6 up, 6 down for the Aces. Cropdusters still lead 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the second.
Incredibly impressive 2 innings, and just more of the same for Matt Chrisman, who's been so good. Like we said, hasn't given up a run yet. Earned run at least. And it's really hard to do anything with that off-speed pitch. as long as he can control it, it's the hitters on the other team are going to be consistently thinking about it. So even though his fastball not necessarily in that 90s, because you're always worried of the sweeper, it just, the fastball comes in hot, so it leads to that being such a good two-pitch mix.
Von Zubin back on the bump for the Aces. He'll be facing 8, 9, and 1 for the Cropdusters. Only recorded 2 outs at the plate. Third out was on a tag at third base after the Coy Swanson RBI single. Luke Kiefer, trying to take third, was thrown out on his aggressive attempt to take an extra bag.
Van Zubin was really reeling, giving up 4 consecutive base runners. Certainly got a bit of a break there. But, you know, you'd hope for more of the same now. You need 8, 9, 1. Another inning here to continue to put up pressure would be huge, especially if we have that 10 o'clock cutoff. You just got to keep scoring, get through 5, and you never know what happens. Could, you know, they could have it sealed up through 6 innings.
It's Will Henson leading off for the Cropdusters here to start off the bottom of the second. Henson batting .133 this season. First pitch, fastball low and inside. 1-0 count. Henson just 2 hits and 15 at-bats. He struck out 7 times and only walked 3 times. 1-0 pitch. Fastball high and inside, called strike. Aiden Von Zubin really painting the corners so far with that heater. It's been the off-speed he's struggled to locate. He's got a 1-1 count. Ground ball. Scoops over the glove of Gavin Miller. And Will Henson has a leadoff single. That ball just trickled right over Miller's leather. And for 2 consecutive innings, the Cropdusters' leadoff man has reached first base safely. And the 2 things that those gentlemen have in common, both relatively fast. Duff stole 2 bases in the bottom of the first. Henson has a pair of stolen bags so far this season. And he's got R.J. Cromartie up at the plate.
And although Van Zubin has such an impressive fastball, the Cropdusters are all over it.
Cromartie shows bunt. It goes high. Henson takes off for second base. Pena has no throw. First true fastball that's gotten away from Aiden Von Zubin. Cromartie now has a 1-0 count. He showed bunt. Henson now on second base. Cromartie batting .167 in 4 games this season.
If Van Zubin misses that fastball, if he starts it away and then ends it middle towards the lefty, it's a pitch to hit.
1-0. Rolled right back to him. Von Zubin off the mound. Throw to first in time. Swinging bunt by Cromartie. He's retired. Top of the order for the Cropdusters.
But his teammates will pick him up for that because situational hitting, runner on second base. You know, a guy throwing strikes, you put the ball in play and you get the runner over to third. Exactly what you're supposed to do.
Ahmad Duff walked his first time up, came in to score after stealing a pair of bags. First pitch fastball upstairs and outside. It's 1-0.
Interesting seeing the position of the middle infielders. They're like shaded in, but they aren't exactly on the grass.
Gavin Miller is at third base. Swinging strike there from Ahmad Duff. Late on the outside heater. Count squared 1-1. Will Henson stands on third. Infield in for the Aces. Duff shows bunt, pulls back, off-speed pitch well outside of the zone. 2-1 count now to Olney's speedy center fielder.
We know Coach Leader loves to bunt. We've yet to see any suicide squeeze action. Would be fun if at some point in this season if Leader does go to that.
Swing and a miss. Duff late on the fastball. The center fielder has been unable to locate that so far tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Cade Walter on deck. 4-seamer skips in the dirt. Duff takes, count worked full, 3-2.
Duff knows what's coming here. He's been late on the 2 fastballs in the zone. He's going to get another one. Van Zuben is looking for that fastball high and away. That's what Duff swung and missed on twice. He's got to find a way to be on time, make an adjustment to get the foot down and get the bat going early.
Check swing, called strike! Ahmad Duff does not like the call. Tosses the bat in frustration. 3 strikeouts now for Aiden Von Zuben. He's now doubled his season total in just 1 2/3 innings of work.
Consecutive at-bats where Duff did not agree with a crucial call.
Cade Walter now stands in, went down on strikes his first time up. Off-speed pitch. First time a breaking ball has found the zone for Aiden Von Zuben. Called strike 1. Will Henson still on third. Infield now back for the Aces. Cropdusters do lead 3-0. Von Zuben delivers, off speed, called strike 2. Cade Walter frozen up by the curveball.
Having success against the lefty with it, able to kind of pick that target of the inside to lefty and throw it away from them.
0-2, Walter skies it to left field. On the run goes Colligan. It's out of play into the Alexandria bullpen. No balls and 2 strikes to Cade Walter.
Certainly a situation to go back to the off-speed pitch and get it out of the zone. Look for a chase.
He goes fastball. Walter rolls it over right side. Huber throw to first in time. And after the leadoff man gets aboard for the Cropdusters, Olney goes 1-2-3. Aiden Von Zuben gets out of the jam. It's still a 3-0 lead for the Cropdusters as we head to the top of the third.
It's a nice play there by Toby Huber. The ground ball kind of went up on him, but he did not panic, stayed control, and washed the ball into his glove. As you guys can see, a lot of people at this game, a lot of kids. Awesome to see that, on a nice Friday night. Once again, Olney, the Cropdusters are providing some nice entertainment for the whole family.
Matt Crispin back out for his 3rd inning of work. He's gone 6 up, 6 down.
Hope it's not his last inning. We know that it's been a lot of 3 innings, but would be great if he continues to keep going, because he's just looked great, and it's all you could hope for. He's throwing strikes, but he's just inducing the swing and miss with that just excellent breaking ball. And since he's faced the minimum, one of those situations where he does not have to worry about second time around. If all things go right, he can face 7, 8, 9, and let's say that is his day done.
At this point, with obviously the time restraint playing a factor, it's already 8:22. Game will end at 10 regardless. So Cropdusters, that 3-0 lead, very valuable right now to say the least. But at this point, how many arms do you really want to use if you're not going to get your full 3 innings? And Matt Chrismond has yet to allow a hit.
And he's been so efficient. Pitch count is incredibly low through 2.
It's Adem Zahepzadeh in for Alexandria. 1-0 count. First pitch changeup outside. Crispin back to work from the stretch. Goes home. Check swing. Richie misses. 2 balls, no strikes. That off speed just a smidge low. But had Richie caught it, he might have gotten the benefit of the doubt. We've seen that happen several times tonight.
Went to the changeup there, and it's a pitch he hasn't thrown that much, but I've been impressed every time I've seen it.
2-0. Fastball right down Broadway. First strike of the at-bat.
Fastball and the changeup certainly come in at the exact same plane. You saw those both low pitches. The changeup just drops off. Really tough to notice it and hit it.
Zahepzadeh fouls it straight into the glove of Richie. Count square, 2-2. The Aces first baseman hitting 125 so far this season. 1 hit in 8 at-bats. The 2-2. Off speed low. And Zahepzadeh has worked a full count.
Goes back to the changeup. That's a really nice take by Zahepzadeh. You know, he was not fooled by it. Watched it all the way through.
Payoff pitch. Chrismond. Foul ball. We'll see another in this at-bat. Nice piece of hitting by Zahepzadeh. He's gone down on strikes 3 times this season. Has only walked once. Just wrapped up his freshman season at GW. 3-2. We'll do it again. Chrismond. Just low. Second walk of the night for the Aces. Toby Huber was thrown out at second base by Carter Ritchie in the top of the first. So another base runner for Alexandria. They're down 3-0. A chance to cut this deficit.
Interesting. Chrisman just becomes a different pitcher when he's facing a lefty.
First pitch off speed outside to Diego Pena, who's hitting 182 through 3 games.
Against a righty, he's probably 50% slider, maybe a little bit less, but he is going to it a lot. Against lefties, he does not like the in-break. Instead, he's going to the changeup a lot more.
Goes fastball there. It's skied back out of play. Count square, 1-1. Zahepzadeh, hefty lead on first base just a few moments ago. Chrismond not necessarily checking the big man over at first. Now he does.
Carter Ritchie's arm might do enough, though. But he's creeping.
All goes Zahepzadeh. Richie, throw down to second, not in time. And Adam Zahepzadeh swipes second base. 2-1 count to Diego Pena.
And that's what we would talk about when we refer to being able to steal on a pitcher. I mean, Carter Ritchie has a great arm, but Zahepzadeh taking a walking lead off Chrisman. You just can't do anything about that if you're the catcher.
2-1 pitch. Fastball just outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Chrisman at risk of walking 2 straight. 9-hitter due up for Alexandria. It's John Colligan. Right now, Diego Pena stands in with a 3-1 count. Chrisman from the stretch goes home. Line drive into center field. That ball's going to fall. Zahepzadeh rounding third. He's going to score. Pena into second with a stand-up double. Alexandria is on the board. It's 3-1. Cropdusters still ahead. Alexandria pressuring, runner in scoring position, nobody out for John Colligan to keep things rolling for the Aces.
Chrisman, not to say totally has lost the field, but he just has not been as sharp with that slider through these first 2 hitters. Kind of forced him to throw a little bit more fastballs. That time, Diego Pena all over it and drills it. Really nice swing. Ahmad Duff tried to cut it off, was not able to.
And not only does that break up the no-hitter tonight, but that also ends Matt Chrisman's scoreless streak. Had not allowed a run in 8 innings heading into this 3rd frame. His perfect ERA is no more. First pitch to John Colligan's slider, cutting in the zone. It's 0-1. Chrisman kicks and deals. Fastball fouled straight back. And John Colligan quickly down 0-2. Diego Pena acted temporarily as if he was going to try and steal third, with R.J. Cromartie playing so far back off the base. More conservative lead now at second. Chrisman comes set. 0-2 pitch. Off speed, just misses. Colligan thought about it. Fans upset.
It was pretty far outside.
It was pretty far outside, according to our strike zone.
Good passion, though.
Even after the delay, the fans here still amped up as that one's fouled to the right side out of play. They did have a chance to sip on some more beer during that time off. Maybe that
risky
riled them up a little bit.
An extra hour, maybe guys put down another 2, maybe even, 2 more than they were planning on when they got here. Just, got to do something past the time. So, yeah, maybe a little bit rowdier than usual.
1-2 count. Chrisman off speed outside. Richie corrals it. Tosses it back to Olney's righty. Count square, 2-2. Still nobody out here in the top of the third. Aces with a runner in scoring position. Cropdusters only up 2. Top of the order due up for Alexandria. Kiefer holds Pena at second. 2-2 fouled off once more. John Colligan not making it easy. And it's no surprise. He's batting .444 this season. Has yet to strike out in 9 at-bats. Chrisman trying to be the first.
Staying low with the fastball. A pitch that, when you see it well, it's relatively easy just to foul it off or fight it the other way.
2-2. Ground ball. Henson, scoop, throw to first. In time! Colligan didn't think so. He puts both hands on his helmet as he trots back to the third base dugout. Pena advances to third on the ground out. So 1 away here in the top of the third. Diego Pena standing on third base, top of the order, up for Alexandria.
Henson just barely beats the runner there. It certainly did not put his all into that throw and, maybe dodged a bullet.
First pitch to Almeida. Breaking ball upstairs and outside. It's 1-0. Almeida struck out his first time up to lead off the ball game. Entered the contest hitting .320 on the year. A chance to add his 4th RBI. Fastball upstairs in the lefty's batter's box. And Matt Chrisman, somebody that we've said has had so much control, starting to lose a little bit here in the third inning.
He's kind of getting on top of that slider.
Goes right back to it. Finds the zone. Called strike. 2-1 count.
And that's when he's doing well. He saw that pitch. He got on top of it. But when he's releasing it from a little bit down, or at least not getting the grip that he wants, you can see it's notable when he's missing upstairs. It's kind of a little self-correction that he has the ability to make. He's got to make sure to just keep, snapping it on the seam.
He fires fastball. It's fouled back. Good location upstairs and inside, right on Almeida's hands. It's 2-2. Pena still on third. Just outside. Heater 83 out of the hand of Chrisman. Just too far to the right. Count worked full, 3-2. Payoff pitch incoming. Toby Huber waits in the on-deck circle. Chrisman from the stretch goes home. Breaking ball, fouled back. Nice slider. Almeida all over it. He's not an easy out. Freshman season at Chaffey College just this past spring, hit .346 with a .455 on base percentage. If anybody knows how to work a count, it's this guy.
Yeah, he front doored that slider. We haven't seen that a lot. He could go to it again and try to hit the spot.
3-2, he goes fastball, called, strike 3. Lower part of the plate, it's there. Matt Chrisman, his 4th K of the evening. Huge strikeout for the Cropdusters. There's now 2 away here in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, strange sort of approach there as the one hitter. Infield back, you're down 2. Early enough where you making a 1-run game would be great. And he's looking for a walk, gets a fastball. All you got to do is put it in play. Had no intention of doing that.
First pitch slider to Toby Huber. 0-1 count. And the sirens have gone off here at First Responders Field, telling us that we are in another lightning delay.
And sorry about this, guys. It's just thanks for bearing with us all night, but I think as we're being relayed,
we're getting an official announcement that tonight's game between the Alexandria Aces and the Olney Cropdusters will be suspended. Now here's what's interesting, Ben. When this game resumes, it will likely be part of a doubleheader between these two teams here at First Responders Field, because the game will pick up right from where it left off in the top of the 3rd with a runner on 3rd, 2 outs, an 0-1 count, and Toby Huber at the plate. Unsure if it'll be Matt Chrisman on the bump. We're not entirely sure of the rules. It varies league to league. But for right now, you can put a bookmark in this one. 3-1 ball game. You'll see it at some point later this summer. Cropdusters lead the Aces. And unfortunately, Ben, Olney looking really good. A chance to snap its 3-game losing skid. They won't get it done tonight thanks to inclement weather.
I mean, and it's interesting. It did not. I mean, they got a lot of game left to play. It's a good thing these rosters are deep, but only the 3rd inning. It is going to be basically a full doubleheader. So it's going to be a lot of pitchers, a lot of innings, and it's certainly going to be a day for us.
A lot of us, for you diehard Cropduster fans. For those of you that are disappointed that tonight's game is no more, worry not. We'll be back here tomorrow at 6:30 as the Cropdusters host for the first time this season the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts, who they fell to 8-4 last Saturday. Key spot for the Cropdusters to not only pick up ground but get back on the right track, ride some of this momentum from tonight into tomorrow. And what's interesting, Ben, as well, is that the Cropdusters, their starting lineup, their 9, they usually switch on and off. Whether or not the 9 from tonight will see the field tomorrow remains to be determined. We'll likely discuss with assistant coach Mike Evans and head coach Adam Leader following the conclusion of their post-game meeting. Post-game with quotations. Obviously, this one is suspended.
Almost 3-inning meeting. Yeah, decisions being made, but you got to feel like Kirk, Kiefer, Swanson, and Henson, all guys who got hits, definitely feel like they would, understandably would be deserving of getting more at-bats tomorrow.
This could be resumed as part of a doubleheader. If two teams have a coinciding off day, it could be resumed then. But we will see you here tomorrow, hopefully with clearer skies. But for Ben Gurwitch, I'm Nick King. An awkward send-off for us, a suspended game. We'll pick this up at some point later down the line. Cropdusters lead 3-1. A full 9-inning contest, fingers crossed tomorrow, between the Thunderbolts and the Cropdusters in just under 24 hours. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking with us.